and then there is corruption that is there. And also, immediately when the vehicle became the asset of the city of Ekurhuleni, if it is taken out of the city of Ekurhuleni, it must be procedural, which means now those assets which were in the register of Ekurhuleni now, it is taken in a bogus way. It also amounts to theft. How did it went back to whatever company, Kate Security? Charges there, not only confined to the fraud and...
Yeah. Let me explain, try and explain better what I'm trying to get from you. So your report sets out all of those things. It's clear from your report that there's misrepresentation, there's corruption, unauthorized receipt of donations, and all of that. It's clear from
what I'm trying to get from you.
And from your analysis.
So your report sets out all of those things. It's clear from your report that there's misrepresentation, there's corruption, and that's what you say, donations and all of that. It's clear. What I'm trying to get from you. So your report
could choose to charge him with unauthorized use of municipal monies, being that 2,000 rand odd, and that becomes the only charge because you don't prescribe to them, right? No way, in my recollection of that report, nowhere do you prescribe to the city what charges they should bring. You just say you should institute disciplinary proceedings. Now, if the city charges him with only one charge, which is he cost the funds of the city, 2,000 rand, to be used to register these monies, if that's all they do, they would have complied with your instruction to institute disciplinary proceedings. How do you safeguard against that? I don't know if you understand my question.
Yeah, I understand. With municipality, there is a little bit difficult. In the SAPS, there's no difficulty because when we charge a member, for instance, a member committed a murder, when we recommend, we will recommend through criminal charges plus regulation of the SAPS plus standing orders. One offense can carry multiple charges according to the disciplinary of SAPS, even if the member has committed certain. So they will look at all their standing orders. Did he contravene this standing order? Did he contravene this regulation? He committed a crime in terms of common law. So in terms of municipality, it's very, very difficult with their local bargaining council. It doesn't seem to work the same way with the SAPS. I do not know if I have answered you sufficiently.
Okay, maybe let's leave it for now. Well, let's leave it for now. I'm not sure that you. Maybe you can give a better answer than that. It is what it is as matters stand.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. I will try perhaps and engage the witness during break and see if perhaps he could get a better understanding of the question posed to him. And after tea, we can then once again attempt to respond if he can.
Right. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Magagula, I had referred you to your statement at page 8, and we're moving on to the next case. This case you identify as Fontaine CAS 8602/2023. Do you see that?
Yes.
Can you deal with this over the next few pages And at the conclusion of that, at page 11, you then provide the status of the case as we speak.
Yes.
Is that correct? Can you highlight then the details regarding this case before you advise the commissioners as to the status of this case?
Okay. Before I read my statement here regarding Pat Fontaine, I will just state that this case was open because the complainant went to the municipality to complain. So members of EMPD assisted him by taking down his statement. The same statement that was taken by members of EMPD was used to open this case. So from the word go, EMPD was aware of this matter because they are the one who assisted the complainant to open the case. Even though the EMPD statement was not in full details, you will not get the whole story, what was happening there. It must be unpacked so in order for the NPA to prepare the correct charges on this matter. So I'll start by reading. What I will be reading, it will be the second statement that was obtained after I have taken over the matter. On 8 January 2023, between 2200...
You have February here. You just said January.
My apology. On 8 February 2023, between 2200 and 1500, the following day, 2 EMPD members and a white male in civilian clothing reportedly raided a plot at Marigold, Pat Fontaine. I didn't write here. The 2 members we are referring to Adrian Norman Mackenzie and Keisha Listol. And the civilian person we are referring to Etienne van der Walt. They seized stock valued at over 1 million rands, along with the truck and trailer it was loaded with. On the suspect allegedly fled on arrival of the police. This is the summary of the suspect, which is the 3 members I'm talking about. This was their own allegation, this small paragraph.
Mr. Magagula, this white male civilian, was he a reservist or a police informant, or was he just an ordinary citizen?
This civilian is not. Yeah, it's not a reservist. He owns a security company, registered security company, Titan Security, if I'm not mistaken.
Please continue.
I was the investigator in the case. I attached the docket of this matter marked TLM-1. The EMPD stated that the goods were intended for transport to Kinshasa, DRC, where a case was reportedly registered. The seized items were handed to a Congolese national claimed to be the lawful owner as per the Pat Fontaine case 269 of 2023. Through the statement from the complainant, a Malawian national and transport businessman revealed that he was hired by a Zimbabwean national to load and transport a consignment by truck and trailer to Mpumalanga, Akonuku. The consignment was stored on a plot owned by another Zimbabwean national. An argument occurred between the truck owner and the plot owner prior to the arrival of the EMPD members. The complainant, on request, filed an additional statement He stated that upon arrival, EMPD handcuffed the owner, contradicting their version that suspect had fled. The complainant later arrived and observed his truck being driven away. He contacted a female EMPD officer escorting the truck, during which an argument occurred telephonically. The complainant followed the truck until he was blocked by an accident on Craft Road, Germiston. The complainant checked the Benoni and Eraton SAP pounds and confirmed that the truck was not booked in. He requested tracking of the vehicle, however, the tracker was no longer functional. The invoice of the consignment was obtained and filed in the case docket, together with photographs of the truck after it was booked into the EMPD pound. SAP 299, form for the disposal of seized stolen property to the lawful owner, and the passport of the alleged owner of the consignment as per EMPD records. The statement of the owner of the plot, a Zimbabwean national, has not been obtained. The said owner has declined to make a statement, citing fear for his personal safety. His evidence is material and essential to the substantiation of the case against the EMPD members implicated in this matter. I further state that the statement of the owner of the goods has not been obtained, as his whereabouts are presently unknown. Despite reasonable efforts, he has not been located. I further state that, as previously indicated, the EMPD engaged the service of a truck driver to remove the truck from the plot and transport it to the municipal pound. The said truck driver cannot be traced, and his statement has not been secured. As a result, his role and level of involvement in the matter cannot be determined at this stage. There is a prima facie case against EMPD members and the civilian involved. This is evident from the fact that the exhibit contained in the truck were not recorded in the SAP 13 property register. Furthermore, no case was opened by the EMPD members in relation to the impounding of the truck and its trailers.
May I stop you there for the moment? Mr. Magagula, firstly, I think, please pull out your annexure file, the first file. So I think it should read Magagula Annexures 2 of 3, the big file. And I note at your paragraph,
the file is...
The spine should read your name, Thulani Magagula, Annexures, file 2 of 3.
2 of 3, yes.
Yes, please.
I got it.
If you could have that file and locate TLM1, and Annexure TLM1 will start at page 1. Now, before we deal with that paragraph you were at where I stopped you, I think we need to rearrange the file ever so slightly. At paragraph 28, you say this incident occurred on the 8th of February 2023.
Yes.
Correct? You have annexed so far 4 case dockets.
Yes.
In these proceedings.
Yes.
And only this one concerns an event of the 8th of January 2023. The others are on different dates. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, if you go to that same file to page 272. That is a statement by Brigadier Mkwanazi. Are you there?
Not
272.
It's a page.
Page 272, top right corner.
In red at the
In
top.
red. It's a handwritten statement.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that 272 appears under annexure TLM2. I think it is either misfiled or something went wrong in the copying. Because if one has regard to paragraph 2 thereof, Brigadier Mkwanazi states, I would like to confirm that Officer Kisha Lee Stolz and Officer Adrian Mackenzie were on duty on the 8th of February 2023. Do you see that?
Yes.
On the second paragraph.
I see it.
Because the subsequent event, the next case occurs on a different date. So I believe this statement is misfiled under TLM2, and I was suggesting that we take it out and take it to TLM1, because it is in respect of the Fontaine case, at least if the date that Brigadier Mkwanazi reference is anything to go by. Would I be correct?
Well, Mr. If you look at the top of that same page, it has a Hillbrow and different case number. Can you take that into account?
2023.
Yes, it says Hillbrow, 797, I think, 0323.
Yes, and if you go to TLM2, Commissioner, starting at, let's say, page 93, which is where it starts. As I understand it, that case is /215. It says /03/2022. /2022. So in any event, this document doesn't correlate to the case numbers allocated to TLM2. We could flag it, we could keep it, but judging by the date, it would have appeared to be misfiled.
Whose handwriting is at the top? The Hillbrow case, the CAS 797-03-2023. Whose handwriting is that, if you know it?
The handwriting at the top is my handwriting.
Your handwriting?
Yes.
Perhaps Ms. Silop, you should confer with him.
I think we'll confer, because
yes,
the case number written there, Hillbrow, is yet a third case, which he's going to deal with. Yeah. So we will flag it for the moment, and we'll come back and deal with this statement and see what is the correct docket it belongs to, okay?
Yes.
Maybe also when you confer to note in that page 272, the
Yes.
very last line in brackets, it says Stones.
That's Hillbrow.
Sorry.
Thank you. Getting back to your statement then, but please don't close that file. You were at your paragraph 38, where you say there's a prima facie case against EMPD members. You had indicated at the start of your testimony that the original complaint against these members was laid by the complainants with the EMPD.
Yes.
Please turn to page 64 of TLM1.
Yes.
And I see that that's on Ikuruleni Metropolitan Police Integrity and Standards form. And the heading of that document is Statement of Complainant/accused/witness. You see that?
Yes.
Then it starts and say I and states a name. Who is that person who has completed this form? The name written there.
It is the complainant, Yusuf Thomas Milos. The statement was taken by Metro Police Officer Owen Mark Prinsley.
And if you go to page 66, that is the end of that document. I see this was actually deposed to and commissioned on the 11th of February 2023. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, would you like to deal very briefly then with what the complainant at the time disclosed to EMPD regarding this incident?
I will read the statement.
Okay.
That on Wednesday, 8th of February 2023, my truck was loading goods in Fontaine area. Around 2000, I was called that there are police officers there who claims the goods we were loading were stolen. I told my drivers not to move the truck unless to the police station. Brian, who hired the truck, insisted we go to offload the load, but I refused. And further, further use of the truck.
If I may say, it would appear that the photocopy cuts off perhaps the last word on a sentence to the right. So that would read, I refused any further use of the truck.
Yes.
Okay. May continue.
In the morning of Thursday, In the morning of Thursday, 9 February 2023, around 6 a.m., I received a WhatsApp call from an officer of EMPD asking why I'm not allowing her to deliver the goods with my truck. She used cell phone number, I see end there, 082597.
Don't read it out, please.
Oh, okay. I told her to find another truck and not to use mine. She got angry and threatened to pound my truck and link me to the crime. On Thursday afternoon around 3 p.m., the officers chased away my driver from my truck. When my driver reached my office without the truck, and informed me that the officer chased him away and she put her own driver in the truck. I drove there in Fontaine where truck was loaded and found the truck being driven out, and there were 3 Metro police vehicles in front, and behind it I followed them to the N12 freeway where I even took pictures and video. I called the officer asking her where she was taking my truck to, but didn't answer. Instead, she
blocked my number.
Blocked my number, yes. I followed them until the interchange of N12, R21, and N3, where I was blocked by accident, and they proceeded. I lost them there and couldn't see them again. I then went to Fontaine Police to report theft of truck, where I was told they can't open the case as they saw the truck moving with police escort. As they didn't think it's stolen. On Friday morning, I was informed by Brian that officer took my truck to Boxback EMPD pound. I went there to see my truck and found it with stolen parts and diesel 920 liter drained, auto shift and ECU also stolen.
And this you say is the statement of the complainant?
Yes.
If you go further on page 67, there is another statement.
Your
My
microphone.
apologies.
Please repeat everything you said.
I was going to say, so you say that was the statement of the complainant as it was given to EMPD?
Yes.
On 11 February 2023?
Yes.
If you go further on, then at 67 is another statement. You don't have to call out the name. Just the person listed there is identified as a truck driver.
Yes.
And then you can deal with the contents of that statement. Thank you.
Okay. This is the truck driver hired by the complainant. This is the lawful driver. I'll read his statement.
Thank you.
I was at work on Thursday early morning when a police officer and I was at work on Thursday early morning when a police officer and my workmates came to my truck and informed me that I need to off-hook my trailer and go help one that was stuck. I off-hooked my trailer and went to help the off-hook truck. I then hooked the trailer that were loaded there in Fontaine. The officers instructed me to drive the truck and follow them to an unknown location, but my boss, owner of the truck, told me not to drive anywhere but to police only. We stood there all day until around 3 p.m. when the officer chased me out of the truck. I then went to our company and reported to my boss that the police chased me out of the truck. That is all I can say.
And if we go further, then at page 69, I see that, well, the deponent signs, it appears to also be dated 11 February 2023, and it's commissioned at the bottom on the 11th February 2023. You see that?
Yes.
Now, if to go back to page 57, in fact, we started 55. Are these the documents pertaining to the truck in question?
Yes.
Now, I would like to move forward to page 59. Page 59 to page 63 are pictures in your docket.
Yes.
Are these the pictures? What pictures are these? There are 5.
In page 59 is the picture of the load that was loaded in the truck in a form of boxes.
And the next page?
And 60 is a picture of the truck and its trailer with registration shown.
And now at page 61?
It shows the trailer.
And also at 62?
Is the trailer.
And 63?
A trailer and a little bit of the horse.
Okay, now where do these pictures come from?
These pictures were taken whilst the truck was at the pound of EMPD by the victim, the complainant.
Did they form part of the docket at the time the complaint was laid?
No, it didn't form the part.
They were provided to you?
Yes.
With the document then I originally referred you to, the complaint to EMPD at page 64 and the second report at page 67, what do you suggest the EMPD could have done about this matter? What is contained in those documents and what would it have enabled EMPD to do?
The EMPD should have opened a disciplinary hearing against the members because they had the information at that time. Furthermore, to get more evidence, the important part, it is the pound itself. The pound plays an important role because it's where we found who booked the truck in. What was the reason for booking the truck in the pound? Is there any case number for the truck to be booked in? And EMPD is in better position. They know when a car must be pounded. One or two mistake in a vehicle doesn't warrant the car to be pounded. For instance, the car, when you look at the inner teeth, it says this car is white, and here they are seeing black car. Maybe during the registration, because the car now has been owned by many people, there might be somewhere where something went wrong. So it doesn't warrant for the car to be booked in, to be taken out of the road. So you need to follow up and do further and give a traffic fine if it warrants a traffic fine. So the EMPD was in better position to go to that pound to see what was the reason for this truck to be pounded here. So, and when you look here, the procedure, those EMPD members didn't follow the procedure because they didn't book the truck in the pound. They dumped the truck in the pound. Somebody has to note the truck that, okay, this truck entered the pound on this time and the people were in hurry, they ran away. So that will have given EMPD something to work on. And it is not a criminal offense for them dumping the truck there. But the misconduct is there. They know the procedure, how to do things according to their standing orders and rules.
And when you took over, when you started investigating the matter as IPID, were you able to obtain statements from the implicated officers, EMPD officers?
Yes.
I have in annexure TLM 1 from page 9, statements obtained during the interview of the what are called suspects.
Yes.
And the first one starts at page 13. And that would appear to be a statement, according to page 13, line 1, of Kisha Lee Stalls, a white female employed by EMPD as a constable. And the second paragraph then states, on 8th February 2023, at that time, at 2300 hours, she was contacted by a confidential informant regarding a suspected stolen load in Fontaine on a plot. Then she sets out her version of what transpired.
Yes.
The next statement is at page 24. And that now is the statement of Adrian Norman Mackenzie. And he states, I, Adrian Norman Mackenzie, employed by Ekurhuleni as a Metro Police officer, gave statement. At paragraph 2, he then states, on 8th February 2023 at about 23 hours, I was contacted by Kay Stolls, who informed me that she had received information about a suspected stolen load that was in Fontaine, and that she had informed our supervisor also that we must proceed to Fontaine. You see that?
Yes.
So, these you obtained on the 2nd of May of 2023, as reflected at page 18.
Yes.
Is it your case that the EMPD had the necessary information to start investigations, internal investigations, and they would have obtained the very statements that you 3 months later, obtained from Mr. Mackenzie and Ms. Stolls, who confirmed that they are the police officers involved? And then based on the facts of the case, EMPD would take a decision whether or not to institute disciplinary proceedings. Is that your case?
Yes, it's my case. And to add more there, we have a good relationship with the EMPD. When a case is open against any member of EMPD, they knock at our door to ask for more information, and we gladly give them those copies, even if it is in an initial stage. And when the case progresses, they need more information, they come to us. The person who usually communicate with us, who is sent, is Binel Musepe, who comes to the office most of the time. So our communication line is open to them at any given time.
Just so that we are clear, the complainant made a statement to EMPD.
Yes.
So how did this case end up with IPID?
Because it was now a case at Fontaine police station.
And then EMPD referred it to IPID?
The police, the Fontaine referred it to us now.
Oh, okay.
And who reported it to Fontaine SAPS? Is it EMPD or is it the complainant?
It will be EMPD because the SAPS in the first place refused to open the case for the complainant for the fact that they saw the truck being escorted by members of EMPD. So they didn't believe that the truck has been stolen because they said we saw the truck being escorted by Metro Police. So now EMPD is coming back with statement now to say, can you assist in opening the case? Now because it's law enforcement, now the case has to be cast now.
Okay. Maybe then explain how it works, because what we've seen with the blue lights case is that EMPD laid a complaint with the SAPS. And as I've understood the evidence, then from the SAPS, it came to IPID, this case. From the SAPS, they informed, IPID became involved. You did, and then an investigation was done into that matter, which resulted in a report and a negative recommendation to institute disciplinary proceedings. Why is this Fontaine case treated differently by IPID? Because a complaint, as you tell us, a complaint was laid with Fontaine SAPS by EMPD. Why does IPID not then do the same as you did with the blue lights, where you do your investigation and then you provide a report to EMPD on the basis of which they then institute disciplinary proceedings?
Let me clarify the blue light. The complainant, which was EMPD, came to IPID, and the complainant, which was EMPD, came to IPID, and they didn't went to the police straight to complain. CMPD came to IP to complain about the issue of blue light, and we informed them that we need statement. We cannot open a case without a statement. And then they provided such statement, and then the complainant himself, Commissioner Spies, filled in, assigned the statement and 3MA and 3MB, and then I took those documentation to the police station to open the case myself on behalf of him, because every document was there. So in the matter of Fontaine, the complainant himself was not assisted by the SAPS. He did go as usual, as a normal complainant, to go and open a case at a police station. But for reason known by the police that we saw the truck moving with EMPD, we do not think the truck was stolen. So we are refusing. So the complainant was not satisfied with that because he wanted his issue to be registered. He went to EMPD. So EMPD took down his statement with their powers. They went back to the police station to clarify that this statement, this docket must be open as previously not accepted by the police.
What I'm trying to understand is at which point, so you because you say that EMPD had sufficient information, they could have instituted disciplinary proceedings.
Yeah.
I'm not quarreling with that. Yeah. What I'm trying to understand is, does this mean, therefore, because the case was reported to EMPD and EMPD has the necessary information, does it mean IPID itself, when it becomes aware of this case, however you became aware of it, you don't do the investigation which ends up in recommendations to the city? That's what I'm trying to understand, how the process works.
Yeah, now I understand the question clearly. It will go the same way as blue light. After the completion of the investigation, we will do recommendation to EMPD, because the case cannot be finalized without the recommendation both to the department and the DPP. So it will go the same way. So currently the investigation is not yet finalized. That is why the report is not yet out.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Magagula.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Mr. Magagula, that then takes us to paragraph 39 of your statement at page 10. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please deal with paragraph 39.
In addition, the property was released to an individual who claimed to be the lawful owner by means of the SAPS 299 official register, which is not an authorized document for use by EMPD members.
Can I ask you to stop there and go back to your annexure bundle, page 13, and I am looking at the statement of Ms. Kishali Stalls, page 13, 1-3.
Yes, I'm there.
I see at the bottom of page 1-3, Ms. Stalls notes the following, and I quote, "The stolen load with Kinshasa case was returned to the owner on a SAP 299. I'll stop there. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And that is what you are referring to at your paragraph 39.
Yes.
Can you talk us through what an SAPS 299 is, this official register, and whether anyone investigating the whereabouts of the goods would have, I take it, would have regard to that document at the pound, and whether that would inform them as to who booked the load in and who checked it out to hand over to the supposed owner. Are you able to explain to us what one learns from SAPS 299 document?
SAPS 299 is a South African police register which of return of suspected stolen property to the owner. It is used by SAPS. It is not used by EMPD. And to release property to a lawful owner also, the property cannot be released by any member. It must be an officer. So what does SAPS 299 tell us is that, for instance, something is stolen at Edgar's, shoplifted at Edgar's, and Edgar's needs that property immediately. Then a police officer, after Edgar's must satisfy the police officer that this is my property, producing proof that this belongs to me. And then SAPS will make a copy of the lawful owner from Edgar's ID and the receipt of that item, that, because when you say that belongs to me, here is the receipt of my property, and then SAPS will make all those documentation and attach, and you sign that register and they release that property. So here what I see, Keisha Listol was make copies of this documentation and keep it to herself in the car and release when they found something in the street or they want to take one property to another to legalize the property, and then they sign that SAPS register and give it to someone. Here in this matter, it's fine. There is a...
Are you assuming that this is so, or do you have facts to back up what you say? That is, that officer Stolz made copies and would then use those copies whenever she saw it necessary?
Yeah, there is in the docket, there is a copy of SAP 299, which she signed.
We'll try and locate it for you. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
As you explained, we'll try and locate that.
Please continue with your explanation.
Even SAPS members, in terms of this SAP 299, in the patrol vans, they don't keep those forms to themselves as SAPS members. So in this matter of Keisha Listolz, it can be seen that they are keeping these copies for their own reason, which is not lawful. It's unlawful to have that form. Because even in the SAPS, when the officer releases it, it must still be noted in the occurrence book. It doesn't result in filling up the 299 and it ends up there. It must be in the occurrence book, so that after 2 months or 1 year, a person comes and complains, we still have the register to say